Oh, sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver Common Sense Show. I'm on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the...
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
And welcome to the Reaver Common Sense Show. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Oh, how's everybody doing? How was everybody's weekend? Hopefully it was good. Sitting here watching trials go on and laughing my ass off. Holy shit, can Alvin Braggs do any more of a shittier job than he already has? Please, someone tell me that that's not the best of the best, because that guy is a dumbass. All right, we'll get on to more of that. Right now, we're going to tell you about SHR Media, where some of the best conservative media lives. You can find the Reaver Common Sense Show right here on rumble.com with SHR Media. You can get me on YouTube through Reaver Common Sense, Facebook, shrmedia.com, Twitter. What am I forgetting? Twitch now, of course, TikTok. And after the show will be up on podcast through Spreaker, iHeart, Spotify, and Apple. And a lot of more. So don't forget, we're here every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our lineup has been expanding, and we're growing. What do I got? It just popped up on Scanner. Anoka County Police and Fire in Minnesota. Officer involved shooting. All right. See if any more information pops up about that. Well, what we're going to start off with, good old Biden. Yes, Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe's at it again. And during a campaign event Sunday in Detroit, President Joe Biden claimed he was vice president during the coronavirus pandemic. The disaster that came nearly 4 years after Biden left office as vice president. That's right. He thinks he was in office as vice president. To the point, he says, Barack told me to go to Detroit. And this guy got 81 million votes. I think not. The latest head-scratching gaffe from the 81-year-old came days after many of Biden's supporters claimed his presumed 2024 rival, former President Donald Trump, is mentally unfit to the White House for another term. Let's get a little video of this idiot. All right, so you can hear in his own words. There we go. And boom, 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 boom.
And when I was vice president, things were kind of bad during the pandemic. And what happened was Barack said to me, go to Detroit. and help fix it. Well, poor Mayor, he spent more time with me than he ever thought he was going to have to. God love you. And when I was vice president, things were kind of bad during the pandemic. And what happened was, Barack said to me, go to Detroit and help fix it.
Go to Detroit and help fix it. I know some of those on TikTok. I don't know if that came through on the audio. Go to Detroit and fix it. Oh, man. And he's supposed to be our leader. He doesn't even know what he did in office. It just, oh my God, blows my mind. Don't forget, everybody, if you want to join the conversation, you can jump into live. Jump in through Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. TikTok's the other one. Join the chat. Join the conversation. Just jump on in. Don't forget to hit the share button. Share with your friends. Don't forget to follow, subscribe buttons, and like. Oh, let's see. Where are we now? It just blows my mind that this man, I mean, this is almost elderly abuse, what they're doing to this man. And now there's rumors popping up that he is going to be drugged up. There's going to be performance-enhancing drugs for the debate. And what's scary is his campaign was asked if that was going to happen. And you think if that was the case that they, no, hell no, we ain't drugging this old man up, they would come out and say it. No response. No answer. That almost is screaming, I did it. In this case. I mean, come on, if you didn't do it, you'd be screaming at the top of your lungs. I won't be doing it. I won't be doing drugs. I won't be doing drugs. But being quiet about it, that's kind of... And why I say this case, because with the Alvin Bragg's case in New York against Trump, Trump may not testify now. There may not be a need to. I mean, it's been a slam dunk case for the defense. Still has not, there has, the only crime that has been proven in this case, and we're going to talk about it, is Michael Cohen's admitted multiple times on crimes, felonies that Alvin Bragg knew about and did not prosecute him on. That tells you right there. I keep getting told that I must not be educated because I don't know what's going on in that court case. You know what? I'm not college educated, yeah. What I do have is called common sense. And I can see there has been no evidence put forth. I've seen Alvin Bragg's own witnesses giving more testimony on Trump's behalf. And I've said it, and I've said it, and I've said it, people. I don't think these cases were meant to win. They knew they didn't have cases. They knew they were never going to win them. All it is to try to damage his reputation and to try to keep him off of the campaign trail. Because they know a pissed off Trump that's determined and is motivated, they can't match it. Now, 2020, there's a lot of questions about what happened in that election. One of the things was you didn't see Trump out there doing, they're out to get me, they're out to get me, they're out to get me, which he did in 2016. And what's happening right now. So there wasn't that fire underneath a lot of people. Now you're getting it. And people are seeing that they're out to get him. They're out to get the people. This administration is out to destroy the American way. Biden and everybody up and down are out to destroy the American way. And this man is just so past his prime. And it's not because of his age. I know people that are up there in age, and they still have their full faculties. They still have their full physicality. So it isn't just a number that we could base it on. Trust me, I did medical transport for God knows how many years, a decade or two. And I saw from age 60 and up people of different capabilities. I saw people that you didn't think would be, that they were 60, but they looked 70, 80 years old, bedridden, not coherent. I saw 80, 90-year-olds that were walking laps around me and fully coherent. You know, you can't go by a number. But Biden, that man is well gone. And I'm sorry to say, he is past his prime. This man didn't have all of his marbles to begin with. He just gave a speech at a majority black college. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I might have the article later. And all he talked about is racism and the country shit. And everything was negative. At a commencement speech, he was doing a political campaign. That's not what they brought him there for. He was brought there to give a commencement speech, congratulate him. It's a glorious day. You got life ahead of you. No, you're black. People hate you. And Biden should know he's a racist as a motherfucker. That man is racist. He voted for segregation, for crying out loud. And people are like, oh, no, he's for the black community. And Joseph Mangler was for medical advancements. It is what it is. He is not for. Let's see if I can get this turned on. The people. I wonder if I could play this. What is it charging? I let my tablet die. I'm a bad person. And now I don't have any music. I'm at 5%. I got it plugged in. I'm going to see if I could get the music playing, then shut the screen off. Let's see how it goes. There we go. A little silver tune. I don't know. It's... If they got to pump him up with drugs to get him to go out on stage, that screams that this man is not ready or not able to be the president. Period. I don't know. I'm honestly scared for what this country is going to be in another 10 years. Because it is nowhere near the country that I was born into. No, it's not because I'm white either. So don't give me that crap. It's just holy shit. Our country is in dire need of help. And I don't want to hear this democracy. We're not a democracy. But our republic's in danger. We're being attacked from the inside. And it's not just the Democrats. The rhinos, too, are helping them. In my opinion, is they want to destroy this great country because it's the only way any of those rich bastards are going to get the one world government. They want UN to be the government. And I don't trust the UN. I don't trust the UN as far as I can throw them. tell you.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You can catch the Reaver Common Sense Show right here on YouTube and Rumble every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. Be warned, he's the one your mother warned you about.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
And welcome back to the Reaver Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Oh, man. You know it's bad when MSNBC and CNN are out there going, yeah, this testimony is not good. Cohen's testimony is destroying the case. Stormy Daniels' testimony is destroying the case. When you get CNN and MSNBC saying that, you're in trouble. And so many of the trolls are out right now. The trolls are out in abundance trying to do damage control. But I don't think you can plug this dike with the leak that's going on. The damage is too bad. I mean, you got CNN on DA's performance. So far, there's no direct link proven beyond a reasonable doubt to President Trump and in this alleged conspiracy. And in the defense line of questioning, established that Cohen may have lied to get some of his money. How much? I mean, holy shit. Let me see if I can play this video. All right. Let's see if I can get in trouble for this video. Here we go.
But this is significant because they appear to have caught Cohen in another lie, and this would be a lie to the other person who is allegedly part of this conspiracy, Alan Weisselberg, who prosecutors have chosen not to call because they believe that he would not testify, that he would plead the fifth. The judge has urged them to bring him in anyway. They have not done that. So Blanche, once again, now focusing on the retainer agreement.
What this also does is it puts the onus on Michael Cohen. It was Michael Cohen who arranged this scheme, the repayment scheme. If he's the one fudging to Alan Weisselberg and lying about this and twisting that, it puts more of it on him than either Weisselberg or certainly on Donald Trump.
And so far, there is no direct link proven beyond a reasonable doubt to the defendant in this alleged conspiracy. There is a lot of evidence that has been presented. There's testimony from Michael Cohen. There's testimony from others about conversations. But that is the goal of the defense team. Mm-hmm. And this right here, this line of questioning, so far, they have established that Cohen may have lied in order to get some of this money.
But the prosecution's going to get up and talk about this. And what Michael Cohen...
Uh-oh. That's the end of it. Oh, how many of these do I have up? All right. I got a bunch of windows up. How did that happen? That's really weird. All right. That's not the only one that I've seen so far today. I mean, I've seen multiples. I worry about playing them because some of these places get streaming get a little sensitive with putting these videos up. Even though on fair use, I'm allowed to play the video and critique it, criticize it, talk about it. So don't forget, everybody, if you're in Rumble, hit the chat button, join the conversation, jump in, say hi, tell me to kiss off, tell me you want me fired, tell me you want me to get a raise. Just join the conversation. If you're on TikTok, jump in the chat also. TikTok, YouTube, we're on it all. I'm just dumbfounded. I don't have any other words right now for it. It's unbelievable how bad this case has gotten. Michael Cohen admitted to a felony on stand today. He admitted to stealing over $30,000 from the Trump organization. Alvin Braggs knew this. Alvin Braggs did not prosecute Now, Alvin Braggs did not charge. Alvin Braggs, this is a more serious matter than the actual charges they got against Trump. And this prosecutor is letting it just all slide by. How? Please, someone explain to me how. I mean, am I missing something here? And I know the Democrats, they're like, oh, X, Y, and Z. No, he stole money. And he's not being prosecuted for it. And that's just more proof that this is all political stunt against Trump. You can't deny that and watch all this going on. See if I can find one of the other videos of. And Kesh Patel said it best today. This case should be thrown out. The judge, if he was actually fair, would have thrown this case out already. But no, he's going after the witnesses and stop experts from testimony that will hurt the case even more. It's... Now it looks like Biden's threatened to halt more Israel aid. Didn't the Democrats impeach a president over that? I wonder who that was. I don't know what that is. I'm trying to find. Now, earlier I came across, oh my God, Bette Midler. Bette Midler came out and says, could you imagine if Hillary Clinton denied the election? Psst. You old bat. She did. She still does. It is scary on the denial these people are willing to do. It's on fucking tape. Well, not tape, but on video. All over the internet of Democrats denying election after election after election after election after election after election. And yet, they act like they never do it. And what's scary is people actually let them get away with it. And how? This should drive me nuts. All day I came across these videos. Eric Swallowall's running his mouth about Trump because Trump may not be testifying. So he's like, well, if he doesn't testify, you can think he's guilty. The court doesn't have to, but you can think he's guilty if he doesn't testify after he said he was going to testify. You know, a good person listens to the lawyer, you dumbass, and maybe you should have instead of fucking a Chinese spy. How about try doing that? How about trying not to have sex with a Chinese spy? That would be great for this country. Having one of our top congressmen out there having sex with a spy. It's just, oh my God. You would think this is all made up, but it isn't. I love this video. I'm going to go and play. Yeah, I'll play it. It's self-explanatory. All right, this is going to be a good one. Boom. Oop, I need to.
President. 17 different intelligence agencies concluded that Russia interfered with our election, attacked our democracy, in order to try and artificially place Donald Trump at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
President-elect as a legitimate president.
You do not consider him a legitimate president?
Donald Trump is an illegitimate president. He did not win the election without help from Russia.
And there's no doubt that the Russians did interfere in the election. And I think the interference, although not yet quantified, if fully investigated, would show that Trump didn't actually win the election in 2016. He lost the election, and he was put into office because the Russians interfered.
So we need numbers overwhelming, so Trump can't sneak or steal his way to victory.
I think the question is whether outside actors influenced the outcome of the election.
They call into question the legitimacy of his win. First, it was with respect to Russian interference, and now with respect to the FBI, we see that Jim Comey's actions are sufficiently questionable that the internal watchdog at DOJ thinks that they merit an independent review.
You can run the best campaign, you can even become the nominee, and you can have the election stolen from you.
Votes remain to be counted. There are voices that were waiting to be heard.
He knows that there were a bunch of different reasons why the election turned out the way it did.
None of them were arrested. None of them were charged. None of them having kicked off social media. It just goes to show you the hypocrisy that is these media companies, the left. They're a joke. They think it's not on video. Do they think we're that stupid that we can't watch videos? And it's getting harder to remove stuff from the internet. It's not impossible. There's a video missing that I know of that was on the internet, and it's missing now. And right now, the left is on a kick because Trump was out there talking about guns. He did a speech at the NRA. And this one idiot was tweeting, guns are the number one cause of death for children. And this motherfucker wants to roll back basic gun safety laws. Well, this goes out to any anti-gun left cocksucker. You talk about children, then be against abortion. You're for murdering babies in the womb. But, oh, my God, we don't like guns, so we're going to try to use children to our advantage. You're a hypocrite. And what this person says, a bunch of cells is not a child. Then what is it, a Buick? Is it a tree? What do you think you are, you dumb idiot? You are a bunch of cells. That's what human beings are, cells upon cells upon cells. But the stupidity continues. What's going on? Why does it look like I froze? Don't forget, if you're listening on Rumble or YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, jump in the live chat, join the conversation. Sometimes I get speechless with these idiots, especially when they start clamoring. Listen, having a problem with the TikTok. Don't stop. Seems to be frozen. I don't know. Maybe TikTok's not liking what I have to say.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You can catch the Reaver Common Sense Show right here on YouTube and Rumble every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. Be warned, he's the one your mother warned you about.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
And welcome back to the Reaver Common Sense. Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to reboot the window. Well, not Windows, but the TikTok stuff. Could it be this one? No. I had never had this before. It's not picking up the one. No. Not that one. That's weird. The window's right there. It's broadcasting. Why is that frozen? There we go. I have no idea. TikTok's getting ready to get kicked to the curb. Real close. Could it be this one? No. Could it be? I'm going to try one last one, and then I am going to go on. There we go. All right, now I just got to crop it. Well, yeah. The stuff I have to do to get TikTok up and going, it's ridiculous. Everybody else, I can get the RTMP and run through the program. TikTok doesn't allow it. Sorry for that little delay right there. Where were we? Yeah, listen, I'm not 100% against abortion. There's a time and place for it. But if you're going to tell me you're so worried about the children, but you're fully support full-term abortions, no regulation, no limit, no nothing, you're blowing smoke up my ass because you're not worried about the kids. You think that's going to get you a pity party and get your way to get rid of guns. Listen, this country, if it wasn't for guns, we wouldn't be a country. We would still be under England rule. And that's one of the main things about the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment isn't just about hunting. It just isn't about target shooting. It just isn't about self-defense. It's there so that we could and can stand up against a tyrannical government. It's the one thing that keeps the Democrats in line. They know if they move too hard on us, it's going to start something. And I don't think they could win. They would have to use nuclear weapons on their own on our own land to do it. I don't think they're not going to get the military support that they think they are. Our military, yes, is sworn to the president, but only if it's constitutional. I only get Red Bull twice a week, Monday and Friday. No, I'm not sponsored by them. I just like Red Bull. It gives me burpees. All right. What other bull crap should we go over? What is going on in New York is an embarrassment. It is an absolute disgrace. This case should have never been brought forth. And now there's people coming forward saying that the office, even the ones that are never Trumpers, are kind of pissed off that this case was brought forth. There's nothing. There's no proof. There's no evidence of any crime by Trump. How can, I mean, you were elected at getting Trump. That's what you're elected to do. So you're already biased in your opinion, your outlook. You're making deals with a convicted liar, a pathological liar, who has said on multiple occasions that revenge is a dish best served cold. Well, the one that might be getting revenge may not be you, Cohen. And if there is justice in this country, you're the next one that will be sitting in court, and not as a witness, but as the defendant. Not only for lying again in a court testimony, you perjured yourself in court testimony, then you admitted in court testimony that you committed fraud on your ex-employer. And another thing that really makes me sick is there's people justifying this man committing fraud, stealing, theft, whatever, however you want to turn it around, against his employer. Theft is theft. And people just, because it's Trump, they don't care. Oh, now Rachel Maddow is claiming that Republicans are, Rachel Maddow on what Republicans are doing to Fani Willis. This is Republicans using their political power to shut off the legal system, to try to shut off the rule of law so it can't be used against their guy. No. Anybody with more than one brain cell and not out to lie can tell that this has been political prosecution. That they're going after Trump just to try to harm him. Because it's funny, nothing was done until he announced that he's running for office again. Then all of a sudden, all these convictions start coming in. How she can live with herself, how these people can live with themselves and go out there and blatantly lie is beyond me. It just blows my mind. Merchant, the judge, he's not allowing an expert on campaign finance law to testify that what this case is based on is all legal. Leave it for the prosecution to argue whether he's an expert or not you. Your job is to sit there and listen like a good little boy, to shut your mouth and listen. And I'm getting tired of some of these judges are getting a little too high and mighty. Now what the hell's going on? I getting flashes on TikTok and stuff. And I froze again. Oh, they're hitting me over. They're hitting me with a violation over U.S. elections because I'm talking about a U.S. election and what's going on. This is the third time they've done this to me, and every time I've appealed, and they've gotten it shoved right in their ass, and they admitted they were wrong. All right, TikTok, end, done. I about had it with TikTok and their bullshit. Let's see something. I bet you I got a violation sitting right there. Because they can't stand someone talking pro-Trump. I'm getting fed up with TikTok. And now they fucked around with all my live streams. I mean, I've had it twice now where they hit me for U.S. election violation. And every time I've won the appeal. Fuck you, TikTok. That might just be the last straw. That might be the last straw. I'm so tired of these mainstream media companies that are trying to alter the election and try to use it. Oh, we don't want you saying the wrong thing. And I don't see anything. There's no violation. They stopped my stream, but no violation. Fuck you, TikTok. Blow me. I'm almost to the point of just being on Rumble. Facebook's a joke. Well, our fact checkers, your fact checkers, you testify in court are nothing but liberal opinions. You testified on that. I hate this chair. Now they got me all fired up. More than normal. Probably butthurt a couple people and they put in violations. I hate that shit. As soon as you get a violation, they interrupt your streams, take down your videos, instead of investigating like a good company. You know what? My numbers aren't that big for you to even fucking worry about it, you jackasses. Oh. It's no question that Judge Merchant is clearly crooked and wants Trump to go to jail. He just cleared the courtroom because the defendant, Bob Castios, is sinking Michael Cohen's testimony. The judge is helping the prosecution. He rolled his eyes, Castillo did, when the judge objected or sustained an objection. So it hurt the judge's little feelings. And then after everybody came back in, Castillo was looking at the judge. Are you staring me down? Man, this guy's a fucking pussy. Power-hungry pussy. Oh, it just... Judge Merchant has asked to take a minute and told the jury to step out. Mr. Castillo, you are to remain seated, the judge told witness in a raised voice. After another sustained objection, witness Robert Castillo rolled his eyes and let out an audible sigh, glancing at Merchant. I want to discuss proper decorum in my courtroom, the judge says. Merchant also said, you don't give me a side eye and you don't roll your eyes. Hey, Merchant, can I give you the finger? When there's a witness on the stand, if you don't like my ruling, you don't say geez, you don't say strike it. Then the Castillo held a long glare at the judge. And the reports is the judge kept trying to stop Bob from talking by sustaining every objection by the defense. The judge was mad because Bob Costello was exposing Michael Cohen's lies. Everybody with their fucking eyes can see what's going on.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You can catch the Reaver Common Sense Show right here on YouTube and Rumble every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. Be warned, he's the one your mother warned you about.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
And welcome back to the Reaver Common Sense. Right here on SHR Media, conservative media done right. And I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless, but every day it gets harder and harder and harder and harder. I don't know. You can listen to the Reaver Common Sense every Monday and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Rumble through shrmedia.com. Well, through SHR Media. I don't know if we have the page up to date just yet. We're working on updating. You got to understand that a lot of changes came to the station, and we're trying to get everything back up and running now. And when you're doing it on two people's budget, we don't have a lot of money to throw into this. We do this as an enjoyment. So it's been a slow rebuild. And it takes time, and I know it does, and it'll take as long as it takes. But we just don't have everything up and running just yet. We're trying to. We're almost there. We're getting there. Your support, hitting the like button, hitting the share button, hitting the follow button, we really appreciate it and helps us out more than you will ever know. All right. Let's see. All right, every pundit I'm almost seeing is this case in New York is pretty much shit the bed. To the point, like I said, MSNBC and CNN are like, well, it's acquittal or, a mistrial because a hung jury. They tried everything, but so far, it's not looking too good for the prosecutor. And realistically, Alvin Braggs should be disbarred. It is disgusting what he has allowed to happen and what he's tried to do in this court. And these judges, I think they're above the Constitution. I think they make rules above the Constitution. And keeps coming out. New York. Reported, a week or two ago about the New York judge. Don't bring up the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment does not exist in my court. Say, what? Oh, no. It's getting uncontrollable. And the fact that we have a congressman who's paying the judge's daughter money, prepped the prosecutor's lead witness, right there says it all about this case. And the judge never recused himself. In fact, has put a gag order that nobody can talk about all that information. Well, I can, you can, but Trump's defense team can't talk about that. Oh my God, the hits just keep coming and coming and coming, and I just And people just keep buying into it. And that's the scary part. So many scary parts I'm talking about today, I know. Let's see. Goodfellas slapped with a fascist cultural stereotype trigger warning. Yes, the movie Goodfellas has been slapped with a trigger warning. How many years has that movie been out? The film includes language and or cultural stereotypes that are inconsistent with today's standard of inclusion and tolerance and may offend some viewers. It's a movie about the mob. Is it supposed to be kittens and fairy tales and rainbows? No, it's about killing people and screwing each other over for money. The movie's been out 1990, I think it came out. And great movie. Great fucking movie. And we got to slap a tag on it. Warning. It shows Italians as mobsters. Not all Italians are mobsters. Not all mobsters are Italian. You got the Russian mafia. You got the Polish mafia. You got the Irish mafia. I mean, come on. That is how they live their life. It's not a stereotype. Well, it's a stereotype because it's a stereotype. That's the way they lived their life at that time. But that's not saying all Italians. Nowhere in that movie does say all Italians are mobsters. No. In fact, the lead character can't get into the mob because he's not pure Italian. Wow. Holy shit. But we're going to slap a trigger warning. I mean, and they've been put on what? Gone with the Wind? One of the brilliant aspects of Goodfellas is how it makes us complicit. As Henry Hill takes us on an outside tour of Mom's life, we're dazzled and intrigued. These guys are cool. These guys have a blast. These guys aren't wasting away in a cubicle, barely staying ahead of the monthly bill. They say what they want. They do what they want. They laugh and drink and play cards. That's the movie. Well, part of it. And to throw a hissy fit, it just shows you the downfall of society. It really does. We're really that thin-skinned. We can't watch a movie. Hey, guess what? We need to put a trigger warning. Star Wars isn't real. Harry Potter is not real, people. Surprise, surprise. Oh, my God. And Republicans are now uniting to block White House and Schumer-backed fake border bill. That fake border bill that got shot down once already. Well, Schumer's trying to bring it up again. He knows it's not going to go through. The only reason why he's doing it is so that they could try to go out. Look at this. We're trying to do something for the border. But the Republicans, those mean old Republicans, won't let us do what we want. It's a campaign technique. Biden is getting hit huge on the border. Well, instead of shutting the fucking border, he wants to come out with a bullshit bill. Republicans in both chambers of Congress are preparing to band together to block any hope of a Democrat-backed border bill getting to the finish line. In a letter to senators dated Sunday evening, Senator Majority Leader Chuck Schumer revealed his plan to bring an immigration bill to the floor once again after it was rejected primarily by Senate Republicans in February. We are hopeful this bipartisan proposal will bring serious-minded Republicans back to the table to advance this bipartisan solution for our borders. What, you had 2 fucking Republicans that agreed with it and you call it bipartisan, you jackass? You also had several Democrats that were against it. So is it bipartisan that it was shot down? I hate that shit. If you got to lie like that to get your side through, you're fucked. He noted that he doesn't expect to get full support from either party, but described the border measure negotiated by Chris Murphy, right there, tells you the border's bullshit. Kristen Sinema, and James Lankford. Wow, one Republican. As a tough, serious-minded, and critically bipartisan proposal to secure our border. The White House promptly backed Schumer's plan, with press secretary coming out lying. Well, that's her job. That's what she does. Every senator to put partisan politics aside and vote to secure the border. Republicans were quick to push back on the majority leader's characterization of the bill. The fake border bill will fail again because it does nothing to seriously secure the border, just cement outrageous levels of illegal immigration. Ironically, some Democrats will vote against it because even pretending to limit illegal immigration is a step too far for them. The bill failed a test vote in February by a vote of 49 to 50, short of the 60 votes needed to proceed. Rick Scott slammed Democrats reviving the bill as political theater. It's political theater, nothing more. It's a game to Schumer. All he cares about right now is trying to make Biden look good at the expense of us Americans. At the expense of fucking us over. At the expense of us dying. He thinks this vote will make you think Republicans are to blame for Biden's border crisis, he wrote on X. Senator Eric Schmidt, whatever, labeled it kabuki theater. Republicans were quick to reject the negotiated legislation after hearing some of the elements and seeing the bill text, which many described as weak and even counterproductive. Lankford, who notably helped craft the bill, denounced last week the then speculation of Schumer bringing a measure of the bill to the floor. Listen, if we're going to solve the border issue, it's not going to by doing competing messaging bills. If we're going to solve this, let's sit down like adults and let's figure out how we're going to actually resolve the... Oh, my God. Either I'm having trouble seeing or resolving it together. Lankford was one of only 4 in his party to vote in favor of moving forward with the negotiated bill in February. It's unclear if he would support it again. Why? Because he's probably in trouble with his constituents. His fellow negotiator Murphy has led the charge to reconsider the bill. Republicans don't care about fixing the bill. Listen, Democrats haven't cared for years. Decades. They haven't cared. Now it's an issue and it's hurting them politically. Now all of a sudden they care. And they don't want to fix it. They don't want to limit the numbers. They want to put a fake bill up that gives the appearance that they're doing something. If it were to get the 60 votes in the upper chamber, House Republican leadership made it clear it would be dead on arrival and its lower counterpart. Problem is, I don't trust Michael Johnson as far as I can throw him. In a statement from Speaker Mike Johnson, Majority Leader Steve Scalise, Majority Whip Tom Emmer, Republican Conference Chairwoman Elise Stefanik said the leader Schumer is trying give his vulnerable members cover by bringing a vote on a bill which has already failed once in the Senate because it would actually codify many of the disastrous Biden open border policies that created this crisis in the first place. They further highlighted several tougher illegal immigration and border bills that have been passed by the Republican majority House. If Senate Democrats were actually serious about solving the problem and ending the border catastrophe, they would bring up H.R. 2 and pass it this week. H.R. 2 includes nearly all Republican priorities and has been disregarded by Democratic leaders. Schumer previously remarked that the bill was full of hard-right border policies and said it would never be able to pass through Congress. Well, your bill can't pass through Congress, but you're going to try to do it. Hey, everybody, I'll see you Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Have a great week.